We're going to talk today about caregiving, which is a traditional term, to care partnering, and a little bit more about approaching dementia as a pair. P-A-I-R.
Meaning that we're sort of taking it from a giving perspective all the time to a back and forth.
I fundamentally have learned throughout my caregiving life is watching my aunts who cared lovingly for my uncles and in the case my stepmom and my dad, that the giving can be depleting. And I see a lot of caregivers with the best loving intent do this, right?
Right. They get burned out.
The cup is just being poured out every day without ever being replenished.
Right. You know, they tell you on an airplane, put the mask on your face before you do for your children. It's the same thing here, the same kind of a thing.
She was a flight attendant, so she knows that really well.
I do.
And so we want to explore that shift of always caregiver giving, but to see your new dynamic, your new relationship as a chance.
As a two-way.
Giving and receiving. And I think even in the later stages, I've seen love given from someone who is bedridden. It's not in the same way, but it can be given.
Yes, and it can be received very well. So it's one of those things that we're kind of a play on words. We're suggesting that a care pair is a more reciprocal back and forth. And will it always stay that way? No, but it starts that way, and early diagnosis gives you an opportunity to practice that for longer. And I would say that I'm fortunate in that way. So it is a learning process to let your loved one who's been diagnosed do for herself or himself for as long as they can with guidance. And that's what the care pair does. It's not picking up and doing for all the time. It's a two-way street.
I have noticed that my loved ones actually end up doing better for longer. They can stay more independent.
Yes.
They retain their autonomy.
Right.
When I back it up.
Yes.
And I mean well, oh, let me go and do that for you.
You don't realize that you're doing it, actually.
I know, but then I'm kind of disempowering them.
Yes, it's true.
Even from using their muscles in their body.
Yeah.
By running over, right? And trying to, don't
be
do
all
that.
Things.
Be all things. And then it's exhausting.
Yeah, it is exhausting. And I can remember when I thought, oh my gosh, I have just turned my whole life over to somebody. And not that they aren't loving children, but allow me to stumble. Allow me to do more. And it has worked out really so much better. And the more I can do, for the longer I can do it, the more normal our relationship stays.
Yes. And I think you're really good. You've taught me. So this is here again. I'm learning from Nancy all the time. Believe me, she has taught me so much. Even like in this business relationship, allow me to make decisions for myself. Allow me to figure out my technique for doing things.
And I'm blessed because she listens to me. If I begin to feel like, wow, I need to step up more, it's so much easier because she's so sufficient and organized most of the time.
Right.
And
we caregivers want to get things done because we were a little bit overwhelmed. So I have to say that it's nothing against anybody, but sometimes we're just sort of like,
I get it. I get it. And, you know, and I learned that my youngest daughter had brain surgery. And so I learned caregiving in the last few years from that. And all of a sudden, this person, you know, needed my help, and I wanted to give it. And I learned a little bit about caregiving in that part. And it isn't always easy to be the care partner because we have things in our mind in a certain way. And it's not because we wanted to change them, it's because they're then changed for us. And it was the same thing for my youngest daughter. That wasn't a fun thing to go through, but I got to tell you something. We as a family and me, I learned so much about the caregiving part. Now I know what other people feel like when they're dealing with me or they're dealing with their loved one.
Yeah.
You got to go to know.
So this new shift in dynamic, I asked fellow caregivers, really step back and say, what in this new dynamic with my loved one am I learning about myself? You're going to be learning about patience, I promise. I care for my mom now, and I step back and let her do things, and now I realize, wow, she's really not doing it the way I would do it. But she's got some genius ideas.
And isn't that okay? You know, it's when you step back,
let her do it her way.
That's right. You know, it may not be the way you would do it.
And I know caregivers, you're on pins and needles about safety.
Yes.
And I get that, and that is your primary role, to keep people safe. For me, there's these, it's like the bumpers on a bowling alley.
Yeah.
That you got to give wide lane for somebody who's experiencing brain changes in their physical being, that they're going to do things differently.
Yes. In talking about this, I always say, sometimes you just got to take a deep breath, right? And you can go walk through a portal and come back in, and all seems to be changed a little bit. So there are ways that you can quietly count to 10, or you remove yourself.
I've learned in the caregiving role is body language. When people's cognitive skills, they're sensing what's going on in the room, and they may feel insecure. They may need a feeling that they're safe. And your body language can express a whole lot. So if you're uptight and angry and hurried, whether your words match that or not, they're going to feel that.
Yes.
Walking back outside. All right, I'm going to be relaxed. I'm going to relax my tummy. I'm going to relax my posture. And then I'm going to try again.
And you're always amazed, right? When it works, like, oh my gosh, that's all it took.
That's all it took was me to just truly relax.
Yes, it is about understanding one another, and that's why. It is up to us on either side to have patience and understanding for the people that love us and are caring for us, and to make it as easy for them as possible. Mm-hmm. However, in that, we ask that nothing about us without us. And that phrase is used a lot, and it really means we want to be included for as long as we can.
That's people living with a diagnosis, right?
Yes.
And over the years, I've noticed there can be a hyper focus on what someone can't do.
Yes.
Versus, but they still can do all these things.
That's right. We do seem to focus on what we can't do. It's like, how much do you get done in a day? And I say, oh my gosh, I didn't do anything today. And then we go back and we say,
I bet I could give you a good list. And that's what a good care partner would go back and do, and say, oh my gosh, no, we got dressed, so we did all these things.
And you may not get the response that you think you should in a care pair situation from the care partnering, the response from your loved one that is seated in pieces of them going away. It is aggravating. It is out of our control. And so, but when you learn that and you know that, and I know how frustrating that can be and how much you want to step in and help, we just have to understand one another. It takes time. And that's what the care pair is about, is understanding this. This is a new dynamic.
So you have two beautiful hands, and one is for giving, and then one is for receiving, okay? And if I match this giving hand up with her, but I have my receiving hand closed, guess what's going down right now?
Yeah.
Little bit of a battle
between
you two. But then if we open these up and realize I'm going to learn a lot from you, I learn a lot from this experience.
Yes.
We're going to dance. We might even play.
And laugh with one another and
go,
sit beside one another. And
This is new. This is different.
isn't that great?
But can be fun. It can be evolve you.
Yes. And you think, oh no, I can't. We can't ever get there. Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Okay.
We're here to help you, show you, support you, and love you.
Say, little playmate.
Oh, I have heard that.
Come out and play with me. And bring your dollies free. Can we try the clapping? Yeah, down my... Oh, she got it. And we got it. And then we're having fun. And then this is what it's all about. Give that a thought.
Give it a thought.
A slight shift even to that direction, I know, will make
a difference.
This dementia
Let
journey
us know. Contact us.
Much better. Okay, Dangle and Dot, this is kind of what we do. And if you liked it, please like it, subscribe, share it with a friend.
Absolutely.
Tell us something maybe you've learned from your dementia experience in the comments.
Please do.